These are my spoiler thoughts on Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. I posted another video sharing my surface level thoughts, but if you've read this and you want to hear my true thoughts about it, keep watching, or if you know that you'll never read it and you just want to hear the tea. So on page like 77, when we're in Kate's point of view, she's talking about what B does for work, and she's talking about how the garage is completely soundproofed because B is a musician and they have it soundproof so that she can play music in there without it like being disruptive. And I remember making a little note that just said, I thought it was interesting that the neighbor of one of the missing women had a soundproof garage. I'm like, this is a thriller book. We're talking about soundproofing. Like, I just think that's interesting to know. And lo and behold, at the end of the book, we find out that B was the one who killed Meredith and took Delilah. So I'm like, it was only page 70 and I already felt that she was suspicious. So I was kind of vindicated in that sense of being like, okay, she's literally the killer. I wasn't certain that she was, because obviously they're not going to give us a lot of info throughout the book because they want to keep you on your toes. But I made that note early on and it ended up being right. Also, I felt like it was so unrealistic. You're telling me that this woman had a girl in her garage attic for 11 years. This girl never once made a peep. Kate never once thought that B was acting suspicious. She never heard anything. She never once stepped foot in her own garage in 11 years. You're telling me that. Not to mention when Delilah comes out of the attic, she just acts completely normal. Like, no trauma. She's just like, oh my word, my family, and starts playing outside with her brother. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, they acted like there was no repercussions of Delilah being in B's attic all this time, and they completely glossed over the whole thing. I just felt like the ending was really rushed, and it was kind of like, there's so many avenues we went down in this book that I'm like, what was the point? I honestly think that Shelby's story was the most interesting of all the characters in this book, and we only got to be in her point of view for the prologue. I think I would have enjoyed this book a lot more if we got to see more of Shelby's point of view rather than only being in the beginning. I think her story was the most interesting, and we just went into the nitty-gritty of so many things, like really in-depth details about childbirth and pregnancy, and they didn't really end up having anything to do with the ending of the book. I was just like, I don't know. I didn't like it. Is this the worst thriller I've ever read? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was decent, but meh.